everybody. We just ate breakfast, as you've seen in the video. Or you saw us cooking breakfast. The way I do my breakfast in the mornings, it really depends. Sometimes I have cereal. Sometimes I have yogurt with granola. And sometimes, as you've seen, I make eggs and bacon. That setup, it's an Ozark single burner butane stove from Walmart for $19.99. The butane runs about $2.50, $3 a can, and that can will last me almost a month. And the pan you see in the video is a cheap $8.99 ceramic coated frying pan from Walmart. So we got a little over $30 invested, and we're able to eat inside the truck. Last night I wasn't feeling well, and we went and we ate at a Panda because we're getting lightheaded and I didn't feel like cooking, and it cost me $15. Well, when I go to Walmart, the eggs that I use are the egg beaters because I don't like dealing with shells and stuff like that, and it's easier to store them. It's just a lot cleaner. And I can also get the ones, as you've seen, the Southwest style that come with bell peppers and seasoning and everything inside them, so I don't have to season them. And I get those. I think it's $5 for that, and then another $7 for the bacon because I buy the thick bacon, but I don't buy the big package. I buy the medium package. And then the tortillas are what, $2, $3. So for the same amount of money that I spent at Panda last night for one meal, I could cook breakfast for myself for a week. So that, and then it also allows you to cook other things for dinner. You can cook steaks, you cook chicken, pork chops. Though I do have an air fryer in the truck for my dinners. I usually only use that frying pan for my breakfast, and then use my air fryer for my for the dinners. Right now, we're looking for our trailer, 182895. It's going to be a dry load with 2 stops. Our first stop's going to be Ogden, Utah. And then our second stop is going to be Rock Springs, Wyoming. We have never been to Rock Springs, Wyoming on this account. We've been there. We've been driving for 20 years, but on this account, we've never been to Rock Springs. So we got on the computer and we looked at the layout of the store, and we know how to get in there and which dock we're supposed to go into. Hopefully we'll remember by the time we get there. Though I don't see the trailer. 182895. Unless it's right down here towards the end. Yep, it's one of these last 2 right here. Alright, so we done a pre-trip. We got hooked up to our trailer. And again, we've got to take our lock back there, so what we're doing now. We're taking our lock, a little enforcer lock, putting the back of the trailer. Supposed to have one of these on at all times. A lot of times I'll forget myself, but that's just me. Let's see, can we get this to stay? Using this new tripod here. With it came in the newer NEEWER kit we bought with a bunch of different attachments, mounting attachments that we're working on the review of. We just got to edit the video. Got it recorded, or got the video recorded already. Just got to actually get some time to edit it and get it uploaded so you guys will have an idea whether you want to purchase any GoPro attachments from that company. I will say, I'll give a little bit of a spoiler, I'm not real happy with their sticky mounts. I had one come dislodged and my GoPro fall from probably 10 feet. I'm surprised my GoPro is still working, but we'll get to that. You'll see that when we get to that video. So we're gonna get ready to go out. We're gonna scale the load out as normal, check in with the guard, and then we're gonna head on over to Ogden first and then Rock Springs, Wyoming. Duty status has changed to drive. Getting ready to, basically we're starting our day, the driving portion of our day. This is going to be about 400 miles round trip is what it's paying. Today is Friday, the 22nd of December. So this will be our last load before Christmas. We will be taking, after this load, we will be packing up our truck. And in the morning, we'll be getting a ride down to West Valley, Utah, or Salt Lake City. And we'll be picking up a rental car. And then head into Fresno, California for home time. And then we'll be home from the 23rd to the 28th, which will be next Thursday, I believe. Wednesday or Thursday. And then we'll pick up a rental car in Fresno, California at 8 o'clock in the morning on the 28th. Go home, load it up with all our stuff, and we will drive back here to Corinne. Or we'll go to West Valley, drop it off, or Salt Lake, drop it off. And then hitch a ride from West Valley, the terminal in West Valley, back up here to Corinne. Normally we fly home off this account. So when we go home, we actually fly. But this time, because our brother's going to go home with us for Christmas, and he has a dog, we decided we're just going to rent a car and we're going to split the cost to go there and back. One of these days, the plan is, once I have my Jeep, I have some things I gotta get fixed on my Jeep at home. I gotta get tires, gotta get the alignment done. It has a little bit of bump steer to it. I think once I get new tires on my alignment, that'll fix that. I put new shocks on it last time I was home. But once all that's done, the plan is to drive my Jeep up here to Corinne. And then when I go home, drive my Jeep back home. Being that I go home every month and a half, you know, I'll only be putting, 1,600 miles on my Jeep every month and a half, which isn't too bad. It's more than I'd really like. But it still only comes up to about 16,000 miles a year. It's not too bad. And then it gives us the opportunity to, when we do our 34, especially when the weather gets better, take the Jeep and take a trip down to Moab, go on up to Yellowstone, and we have our own personal vehicle to go do that stuff with instead of being stuck sitting here, either here in Corinne or at West Valley at the terminal or at a truck stop for a 34-hour restart. Normally what I do on my 34-hour restarts is I'll park here and then do homework and edit videos and stuff like that. But you know, eventually that gets a little old sitting in the truck all the time. Having the car here to be able to go out on an adventure on our 34s would be a real nice change. Hopefully our weights are good. We pulled our fifth wheel, so they're not pinned in right now. It makes it. We don't drive more than 6-7 miles an hour in the yard, so it doesn't hurt it to pull them to drive up here to scale, and it saves time. So we're 11,260. And we're gonna be, on that side, 31,460. And then let's get over here a little bit so we can make sure our trailer gets on the scale. And then let's go, let's see here. Well, our weights are good. We're on 15 South now. We're getting ready to come up to the port weigh station. They call it port of entry here, but it's weigh station. We're about 26 miles or so from our first stop in Ogden, Utah. 2 miles from the weigh station. So I'm gonna get some video of us, because I'm sure we're gonna get pulled in. I doubt we'll get pulled around, but we're actually gonna get pulled in and have to go over the scale. So man, it's cold. It's 35 degrees up here this morning. I don't know what the weather's like where y'all are at watching this, but it is cold. I'm not one that like cold weather, but I do like miles, so that's why I stay on the account. Plus the people on the account, everyone inside the office is amazing. We go way out of their way to help you out. It almost feels like everyone's family up here. At least that's how I feel. Even with the drivers, you know, you see certain drivers, you see them consistently, you get a relationship built with them. You know, you start asking how they're doing, how their family's doing, you know, how their miles are going, how they're feeling, the whole 9 yards, and it just starts to feel like a little bit of a family up here, a family away from your family. It doesn't replace your family, but it does help. Station is 1.1 miles. It doesn't replace your family, but it does help with dealing with being away from your family. This weigh station, I've only seen this closed once since I've been on this account. And I've been on this account, what, going on 5 months now? Looks like someone got a green on their pre-pass. My pre-pass hasn't worked since I got it. I called permits and they sent me a pre-pass to Lathrop. That was before I got on this account. And unfortunately, I haven't received it. I called Lathrop and asked them to send it up here, but they never have. So I don't know if it's still sitting in Lathrop. And I just haven't gotten around to calling permits and asking for it again. Let's see what we get. Where are they gonna put us? Every other truck looks like we're putting on the scale. This weigh station, the one thing I have noticed is if you do get pulled in, is usually every other truck. So they'll put one truck to roll over the scale, one truck not. Then the next truck over the scale, and another truck to bypass. So that's the way it usually works here. I've seen it differ a few times, but 99% of the time when I come through here, that's basically how it goes. They alternate. Same thing with the northbound side. When they're actually open, I've noticed the same thing over there. I don't know if that's just me and my perceptions when I go through the scale house, or that's what they actually do. But you know, it's been my experiences, at least for these two scales here. Oh, we're about 2 miles from the Ogden store. See this beautiful view here. When you get over here, we got 8 pallets to deliver here in Ogden, and then we'll head on over to Rock Springs. Because we're a dry load, I'm hoping when I get to Rock Springs, there's 24 pallets. I'm hoping they'll have an empty trailer. We can just do a drop and hook and turn around and come back. We don't have to wait for them to unload. If we have to wait for them to unload, then, you know, that's okay too. We're about, from Ogden over to Rock Springs is going to be probably about 2.5 hours. Maybe just under 3. I think it's going to be about 160 miles, but got to go over the mountains, go over to Sisters in Utah, and, you know, the hills and stuff in Wyoming. So I'm going to say about 2.5 to 3 hours. But it should be some good, some pretty views going that way. I didn't bother looking at, well, I looked at the weather. It says it'd be like 25 degrees in Rock Springs, but I didn't look and see if it was snowing between here and Rock Springs. I don't believe that it is, but it also wouldn't be the first time I was wrong either. Okay, so we need to get over in the right lane because Ogden's going to be on the right side of the road, not the left. So, well, if you're going to slow down and let us over, I appreciate it. I was thinking we had to go Ogden store's on the left.
After half a mile,
but
you'll reach your destination.
It's on the right, so now we're in a proper lane. We're not having to cut anyone off. The person behind us was nice enough to let us come over. We're gonna go over one more lane since we go to three lanes here. And I just gotta look and see. I don't remember if we turn at this light or if we turn afterwards. I believe it's this light.
After 1,000 feet, you
Yep.
will reach your destination.
It will be the light that we turn at. And this store is a neighborhood market, so they're going to have a shared dock. So it's going to be one single dock for general merchandise and groceries. So if someone's already there, we'll have to wait. If not, we'll be able to jump out
You have reached your destination.
and back in. See what we have here. I'm not exactly sure how we're supposed to get around over to the dock. Okay, there's enough room. Wasn't sure there's gonna be enough room, but there is. Get through here. And we have an open dock. So now this is going to be, the dock's going to be on our right. I need to put a mount on my passenger side as well. But I believe you'll get a good enough view for being on this mirror. There's really a straight line back. Well, 99% of the Walmarts you're able to set up for a straight line back or as close to a straight line back as possible. I don't worry as much about my setups as I probably should. Yes, your setup will make your backing job either easier or a little more difficult. And when I train or I teach them to get the best setup possible. But I've been doing this long enough that I know that no matter how my setup is, I'll still be able to get into the dock. It's just how much effort I'm going to have to put into it. So I concentrate more on my surroundings and not hitting anything or not backing over someone who decides they want to walk behind me, backing up, or a car. It's too big of a hurry. I concentrate more on that stuff than I do my actual setup itself. So we're here at the Ogden store. We're backed in. We're getting ready to go in. We got 8 pallets of dry goods for them here. Shouldn't take too long. Pretty nice people at this location. And then, as I said, we go from here, got about 160, 170 miles to go over to Rock Springs, and hopefully do a drop and hook. See if the door is open or not. All right, well, that was pretty quick. Maybe 5-10 minutes at most. Great people at this store. Great experience every time I come here. It's a small store. Every time I come here, I forget how small it really is here. In the back, they had to take 8 pallets and stick it down the middle of the aisle. So if anyone else shows up anytime soon, they're gonna have to wait a little bit so they can make some room. But here we go. Let's get an idea of the view from the store. It's really close-up view of the mountains. It got some breathtaking views on this account, that's for sure. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna jump in the truck. We're gonna head to Rock Springs, Wyoming. Well, we finally made it to Rock Springs. We're about 2 miles from the store. We got to drive through the tunnel. I forgot they had the tunnel in Wyoming that goes through the mountain instead of taking you over it. Got some video of that as well. It's pretty cool. It's been a minute. It's been a few years since I've been over here in Wyoming.
After 3
Not a whole lot's changed.
Right to take exit 102 towards I-80 and then turn right.
I am surprised that there's not snow underground. Let me rephrase that. There's not more snow on the ground than there is, but it is 40 degrees outside right now, so that could explain it.
After a quarter of a mile, keep right to take exit 102 to I-80 and then turn right.
There's a Walmart right there in front of us. Hopefully we're going to go in and they're going to tell us their other trailer.
Right towards I-80.
Hopefully we'll go in and they'll tell us their trailer's
After
empty,
half a mile, turn right.
and we could just go ahead and do a drop and hook. Because then that means we would be back
After a quarter
right about
of a
5
mile, turn
o'clock.
right onto the I-80.
Give us time to make some dinner, pack up our stuff, do some homework before we go to bed, and get up in the morning, have to go pick up the rental car.
Now turn right.
Oops. I guess this pickup believes he gets to drive on whatever side of the road he wants to drive on. And then back out because he doesn't know how to drive a truck. It's amazing. We are in Rock Springs. So we're backed into the dock. We're gonna walk in now and see if they're gonna allow us to do a drop and hook or if they're gonna unload the 24 pallets. Hopefully we'll get lucky and we'll be able to just do a drop and hook and grab this trailer right here. But we'll find out right now. How are we doing? I got 24 pallets of dry.
Doing a drop and hook, right?
If the trailer's empty, I can do a drop and hook. Yes, ma'am. It's empty? All right. I mean, if y'all just want to sign it, I'll go do the drop and hook now and be out of your hair.
Am I stop one or two?
You're two right here. Thank you very much. Y'all have a wonderful day. Well, amazingly, which usually what happens, especially at the bigger Walmarts, is we get to do a drop and hook. So what normally happens with the dry goods is you drop and hook them, and then this gives them all day today and all night with their night shift to go ahead and get the stuff unloaded. So the next day when the next dry good trailer shows up, it's just a drop and hook. Sometimes though, when you get there, they were busy, they weren't able to unload it, or especially this time of the year, and in February when you got Valentine's Day, the trailers would be filled with candy. So then you have to wait for them to unload you. But since we're empty, we didn't go inside and double check the trailer, so we will be, when we pull forward, we will be opening up the doors just to make sure so we don't get all the way back to Corinne. And have something in the trailer. But now we've backed in, we're gonna go ahead and hook back up. And we can send our depart stop message, and we can head back to Corinne. Let's see here. So, we always crawl underneath. I can't see. Yeah, it's latched. I didn't grab the flashlight like I should have. That's all right. see. Are we locked in? Yeah, we're locked in. Our cross movers and our airlines back here. Our tires. Ooh, these look like new tires. Check our brakes, look good. Yeah, we're empty. Strap back in there, which stays in there for Walmart. Same thing again on this side. We're gonna check our brake pads over on the other side. Look pretty good. Tires, all brand new tires on this trailer. That's pretty nice. Same thing when you get back down underneath here and check cross members again in the airlines. Pins. Just finished our departure call. We did our pre-trip on the trailer, which is just, you know, real quick walk around. So now we're headed back to Corinne. And then we get to prepare to go home for Christmas. This is gonna be my my grandson's very first Christmas. He's, was he 10 months now?
Mark Benedetti status has changed to drive.
1 year birthday is the beginning of February, so we're going to try and be home for that as well. But we'll see how things play out. So we are now 200 miles from Corinne. So I'm gonna say 3.5 hours, and it's 1:50 now, so let's just say 2 o'clock. So at 2 o'clock, that means we'll be there about 5:30. I do. Huh?
Shame on people.
Yeah, that's what I was just telling my brother. I was like, I really hate when people are supposed to be in the right lane, they pull up in the left lane.
Yeah, he speaks Russian, so he barely can understand me.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And we're empty.
And you're an empty one?
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
good to put forward.
All
Have
right.
a good night.
You too. Is it? What did you do yesterday? I didn't think you came back on it yesterday. Yeah, the day before you came back from Idaho, though, did But the eggs aren't going to get. That's not too bad. It's been one of those days. It wasn't a good one, wasn't a bad one. It's just one of those days. We went all the way out to Rock Springs, Wyoming, and we're now back here at Corinne at the yard. We're now gonna get ready. We're gonna cook dinner. We're gonna make some boneless, skinless chicken thighs in the air fryer. We're gonna go take a shower, and then we're gonna pack up all our stuff for our trip home tomorrow in the rental car, and then we'll be back next Thursday, the 28th, sometime on the 28th. Please comment, like, and subscribe down below. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch my videos, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.